50,000 people used to live here. Now it's a ghost town. We all remember where we were when we first heard those words. In 2007, Modern Warfare changed the FPS genre forever. Today, in 2026, we're looking back at the remaster to see if this icon still holds the crown. Let's talk about the campaign first. This campaign is a fast-paced, geopolitical thriller told through the eyes of Sergeant Soap, McTavish, SAS, and Sergeant Paul Jackson, United States Marine Corps. A civil war erupts in Russia between the government loyalists and the ultranationalists led by Imran Zakhaev. At the same time, Zakhaev funds a coup in the Middle East led by al-Assad to distract the West. The US Marines invade a fictional Middle Eastern country to capture al-Assad. The mission does not go according to plan when al-Assad detonates a nuclear device, wiping out 30,000 American troops, including one of the main playable characters, Sergeant Paul Jackson. Captain Price and the SAS track al-Assad to a safe house. After executing him, Price reveals the true mastermind, Imran Zakhaev. All gillied up, a flashback reveals Price and his mentor, Macmillan, attempted to assassinate Zakhaev years earlier in Pripyat, but only managed to blow off his right arm. Back in the present day, Zakhaev's forces seize a nuclear launch facility and fire missiles at the US East Coast. The SAS and the US Marines infiltrate the base in a joint operation, abort the missiles, and pursue Zakhaev. In a final bridge standoff, Soap executes Zakhaev with an M1911 pistol, slid across the concrete to him by Captain Price. This campaign is fantastic from start to finish, never a dull moment, honestly. It's such a classic, iconic campaign, and it introduced characters like Soap and Captain Price. The characters on here are fantastic. The music, the soundtrack, also epic, and all gillied up. One of the best Call of Duty missions of all time. A lot of people would agree. Vendetta from World at War is very similar to this kind of, but these two missions are so iconic, especially all gillied up. It's just one of the best Call of Duty missions ever. This campaign remastered features all new textures and graphics. They look absolutely fantastic, and for this playthrough, I played on the PS4 for the story mode, because I've already beaten it on Xbox, and the sound effects for reloading and stuff come out of your controller, so that's a pretty unique thing, you know? I don't remember too many Call of Duties doing that. But the graphics look very good, and honestly, playing on like a PS5 or a Series X, they look fantastic. Let's talk about the multiplayer. In 2007, this game established the systems that still define the franchise nearly 20 years later. Call of Duty 4 introduced the modern leveling and prestige system. For the first time, players weren't just playing for fun. They were playing to unlock the next weapon, attachment, or perk, creating a very addictive, I just need to play one more match feeling. The multiplayer on here is just so much fun, and at the bottom of your screen you'll see an XP bar, and it will fill as you continue to gain XP, obviously. I wish they would keep that in newer Call of Duty games instead of like going back to the lobby and seeing how much XP you need, or pausing the game and seeing a bar. I think having it at the bottom of the screen, that's pretty cool, and I kind of miss it. Call of Duty 4 also introduced Create a Class, where players could build their own loadouts. Innovations like perks, stopping power, and Juggernaut also allowed for specialized playstyles. Obviously, stuff like Juggernaut and stopping power were removed later in the franchise because they're kind of broken. At the time, pretty cool, useful perks, I suppose. Call of Duty 4 also introduced kill streaks. So, say you get 3 kills, you'll get a UAV. 5 kills, you'll get an airstrike. And 7 kills, you'll get a helicopter. Obviously, back then is more simplistic, and there was no customizing it like you would see in Modern Warfare 2. Back then, it was just very simplistic. Same thing with World at War, except I believe 7 kills on there was like an attack dogs. Still very cool and innovative. The map design in multiplayer, I think across the board, most of the maps are pretty good, and obviously very nostalgic and classic. Maps like Crash, Backlot, and Crossfire, many people hold these as the gold standard of maps. This game also introduced Shipment. I like it, but you know, obviously they keep putting in every new Modern Warfare reboot game, so it's kind of like, plus skill-based matchmaking, it's just like repetitive at this point. But back then, it was a very unique map. For this remaster specifically, it introduced supply drops or loot boxes and new weapons that weren't even in the original Modern Warfare from 2007. And last but not least, let's talk about the legendary epilogue mission, Mile High Club. You're on a plane that's been hijacked. You must rescue a VIP civilian in under 60 seconds if you're playing on Veteran. It's the ultimate test of skill and strategy, and it also inspired Spec Ops modes that you would see in later Call of Duties like Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. It's a lot of fun. It can be kind of frustrating. I will say, in the original Call of Duty 4, it kind of felt easier, maybe, but it's still a lot of fun. Overall, Modern Warfare Remastered is fantastic. I love the upgraded lighting and depth to the campaign graphics. The multiplayer feels just like Call of Duty 4. It's lots of fun, except now you have like new weapons that were never there before, which can kind of be like, eh. And Mile High Club, lots of fun. You know, it's like the early version of Spec Ops. I will say, if you're playing on PlayStation, recently, there hasn't been that many players playing, I guess. You're going to run into a lot of campers. Just like people just camp. That's all they do on here. And then I switched over to Xbox, and I played a couple matches, and it's like the same thing. People are just camping. So be aware of that. Lots of campers, but the core mechanics of the game feel just like the original Call of Duty 4. Lots of fun. This remaster's a lot cheaper nowadays, especially if you buy the digital version, which I did not. Go play it. Have fun. I'll see you next time.